Welcome to Kippy C Math! Today we're going to add using place value, and we're going to think about a cash register to really help us. The kind of numbers we're going to add are called round numbers. Those are numbers with just one nice place value. We could, if we wanted to, line these numbers up the way you might have done in first or second grade, like this. They even do this in later grades too, to add them up this way. But there's a trick that would also let you do this a little bit faster in your head. And we have to be used to thinking about it that way too, because we want to understand all kinds of ways to do math. So before we start, let's use a calculator to notice some patterns. So let's say I decided to start with a number like 2,134, and I decide to add 10 plus 10 gives me 2,144. And I'm just going to keep adding 10. Plus 10 equals, now I get 2,154. Plus 10 equals, now I get 2,164. Plus 10 equals, now I get 2,174. We can keep going like this, right? What do you notice every time I added 10? What happened to my number? The tens place went up. None of the other numbers went up. That makes sense because we added tens, so it makes sense that the tens place would change. Let's try 2,134 plus 100. We get 2,234 plus another 100, 2,334 plus another 100, 2,434 plus another 100, 2,534. You can see the pattern, right? You probably know what's going to come up next on the calculator. I'm going to add another 100. What do you notice is happening? What do you notice here is happening to my number? Now, the hundreds place is changing because we're adding hundreds and all the other numbers are staying the same. I bet you can guess what's going to happen if we add 1,000. I bet you can guess what the next number is going to be. Equals 3,134 plus another 1,000 equals 4,134 plus another 1,000 equals 5,134. I bet you can guess the next one. I'm going to add another 1,000 to 5,134, and what do I get? The thousands place is changing here. So whatever place value we're adding, that's the place value that's changing. Well, that can really help us then add numbers like, instead of just 10, 20 or 30 or 40, because we know what place value is going to change, right? It might help to think of it like a cash register drawer. When the grocer is all done working for the day, they count up the money in each drawer and maybe put a Post-it note to label. This drawer has $2,000 bills. This drawer has $300 bills. This drawer has 4 $10 bills. This drawer has 2 $1 bills. We know that that's 2,342. Well, what if somebody gave them an extra $300? That $300 is going to go in this part of the cash register drawer, right? With the other $100 bills. When it goes in there, now this isn't $300 bills anymore. Now we have $600 bills. And my number went from being 2,342 to being 2,642. Just in case you're not convinced, we could see the exact same thing with place value blocks. There's my number, 2,342. And when I add the 300, only this digit changes. So now let's do a problem with our special guest.
Hi, everyone. I'm Miss Akufo. I teach at Honor Academy.
Oh, thank you so much for being with us, Miss Akufo. We were wondering if you could teach us, how do you add 526 plus 40?
Sure, I can teach you that. Well, you could line them up to add, but there's a shortcut.
What? A shortcut? Mathematicians love shortcuts, but we call them smart cuts because we only do shortcuts that make sense.
I like that. Well, I noticed that I'm only adding tens because it's 40 and there's a 4 and a 0.
Okay.
So I can add the 2 tens and the 4 tens, and the rest of the number stays the same.
Okay.
So I would write 5.
Okay.
Then I would add 2 plus 4. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Okay.
So then I write 6.
Whoa. So you just changed this tens place. I see it. I underlined it to show it. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Now we know we can just change the place value. If we really needed to, we could put our number in a place value chart, and then we're going to rewrite the number, but we're just going to change the place it's getting added. The 400 plus 500 becomes 900, and that's our new answer. But sometimes Bruno wants us to show our thinking. So let's write it this way. We can think of 2,456 as 2,000 plus 400 plus 50 plus 6. That's expanded form. When we add the 500, it's still the same number, except for we added the 400 plus the 500. The 50 and the 6 stayed. Do you see? All I did was take my expanded form and add in this 500 that we wanted to add to the hundreds place. This is a way to show our thinking. Yay for your super brain! Just keep in mind the cash register drawer and you're going to be great at this mental math.